so what I wanted to go over today, which plays a really, really important aspect to Agora, if you guys notice, every single week we continue to bring in other vendors, right, into the marketplace. And actually, I'm going to go back over here. I'm going to bring it back. I have the screen over there. But what we do is we bring in multiple vendors into the marketplace. Have you guys been enjoying the calls? For those of you who've been on the calls, I mean, if you have been on the calls, I mean, these are some awesome vendors and awesome products. Like, I mean, even looking at these, the one we did last week, the Revelio, you know, and then for your guys' information's sake, I do have, she redid, it was really hard to hear her last week, so we had her redo the training video. We go redo the video. So we put, this is the training video done over again. So if those that had a tough time listening to it, you go through here and watch it again. But this is a phenomenal product, and it's very cutting edge. And if you look over the last few weeks, right, actually over the last few years, it's been a number of years. It's taken years to acquire, all these relationships, get them in here, negotiate the deal, and then just get incredible products. We pride ourselves as being the #1 business solution, right, out there. And so as we continue to grow, we just keep coming up with better and better solutions. We're always looking to make things better, make them more advanced. If you guys have any background noise, you could also watch out for that. I might just mute a couple of you if I see any background noise in your background. Okay, so if you look in here, we've formed many, many relationships. And if you've been with us, you've seen, us put more and more products in here, especially from the beginning. And if you haven't been with us, if you did miss the calls, what you can do, like we'll just take robot security. Every time we do a call on Mondays or Wednesdays, we record the call. And what I like to do is I put them right here. So we stick the recording right here. And then we're always looking to make better and better recordings, right? So if you did miss any of the vendors coming in, this is where you get the training. So what I want to talk about today is actually the vendors. Hold on 1 second. Got any background noise from someone. There we go. I'll just mute out a couple people. Watch this background noise. I'll unmute people later. If you guys have any questions also, you can put them in the comments as we're going on the right side there. So we go in here, we work with these relationships, and we develop them. We work very hard to get the right company in here. One thing I like to do is find the best of the best, or something very unique, or just a really great company. Something that's been around a long time. And I always said Agora is kind of like Uber, and we're also kind of like Costco and also Amazon. The way we're like Uber makes millions of dollars. Sell, on cars and doesn't own any cars. And then we're kind of like Costco because there's a membership where you can get discounts. And then we're kind of like Amazon because it's like online shopping, right? So it's a combination of the three. And we're doing something very, very unique. Now, there are other companies out there that do what we do, but not at this level. I haven't found any at this level. I know ACN has attempted to do this and, brought different products in. There's a local company, and I know there's nothing new under the sun. Someone will grab this idea and run at some point, but we really have a cutting edge opportunity here, though, with Agora. For those of you that are now, we're about ready to launch some really massive campaigns with Jim and massive recruiting starting, even in the next few weeks, which will, bring a huge influx and high exposure across the nation.
My name is Anita Cormier.
Okay, hold on. Let me go ahead and mute out the new people coming in here. Thank you for having me in. Some people coming in will say hi. So what I want to talk about today is actually what we call the vendor ambassador. The vendor ambassador is a person that's in Agora that actually brings us a product. And I want to talk about bringing Agora a product. This plays a very, very important role to Agora. Because, one, you get a commission on every single sale. There's a 3% on every single sale company-wide. And as this shopping cart grows and grows, that could turn into quite a bit of money because it's not based upon just your downline. It's based upon company-wide sales. And that's infinity. That's what's nice about the vendor ambassador position. Now, with that being said, we have a number of reps that have brought. I brought a number of products on here. I think I brought the business. I brought the business compass. I brought direct mail, the coaching. What other ones I bring in here? That's some of the main ones. Mike Driggers has brought in the Brandcasters podcasting. He brought in Keith. Mike Driggers actually brought in a lot of these. He brought in Sotellus. What Mike does, Mike goes to a lot of these. Mike's a public speaker, so he shares the stage at these big events, and that's where he gets introduced to these companies. He'll go like to these these big exposés, and when he's there, he gets names and numbers of people, and he goes, "Hey, Vince, I think this is a great product." He brought us Sotellus. Mike Driggers brought Revelia to us. Keith brought us video marketing solutions. Let me see here. 99 Social, that one also comes from Mike Driggers. These are all Mike Driggers right here. This is from Jan. This is from Mike Driggers. This is from Keith, the business loans right here. This one's me, the Logo Pros. This one right here is actually Jan. Jan went out and found us the merchant, and that's a big deal. This merchant services one, that's a really big deal. We're about ready to bring a loan one in. The original CEO brought some of these products in, like GoDaddy, Vistaprint. Mike brought press releases in. Then I think this one here was also with Brad. So if you look in here, I'm just kind of giving the history of who brought these products to us. Most of these products have come from people out in the field saying, "Vince, I think this is a good idea." Now, do we bring in every single company? No, we do not. We vet them out. And so what I want to get in today, so let me go back over here now, is actually bringing a product to Agora. So if you go to the virtual campus, and hopefully you guys have gone through here and studied this, but if you come down over here under the Agora comp plan, which hopefully everyone's gone through and read, come down here to vendor ambassador right here. Okay, so there's actually a form that you can fill out. If you click on this, that we have a form that we would like you to fill out. But let's just go ahead and read through this. A vendor ambassador is a member advisor that introduces a vendor to Agora Advantage that is brought into the marketplace. Once the introduction has been made, the Agora Advantage management team will assume all negotiations and decide on vendor approval. In most cases, Agora Advantage will collect all monies at point of sale and pay the vendor monthly biweekly. The VA is paid a commission either biweekly or monthly, depending upon the product. Or actually, we moved this to just monthly. We need to change that. Service. The introduction of a potential new vendor should be submitted to Agora Advantage by using this form. So if you click on this, this is the actual form we would like you to fill out. You fill all of this out and you mail it to Jeremy. You email it right there to Jeremy. Boom. There's his email address right there. So it's a real simple form. We just want to get a little information on them prior to us working with them. Now, there's 6 things we're looking for. So I'm going to go over this, and this is very, very important because we don't want just people just sending anything and everything to us. We don't accept everything in Agora. If you go back over here, Agora is an elite shopping center, and what we strive to do is when a business owner, for that $14.95, we're looking at putting in the highest amount of value. Number one, there's going to be value in the actual products that we have here, so they don't have to go searching to find things. They know when they come to Agora, I can trust that they have something cutting edge. Another thing is that they can trust that we have an awesome deal for them, which I'm going to get into that. So let me go back over here. So here's 6 things we're looking for. They must be a national company and can accept sales in all 50 states. That's a big deal. We want someone that can do business in all 50 states. We're not international right now, so what's most important to us is that they're a national company. Number 2, they must have great customer service. Now, this is key right here. One thing I really like about this company right here, Sotellus, they actually say we're more of a customer service company, and we do internet marketing on the side, meaning customer service is a really big deal. If you get to know Troy and that whole team, I mean, they are some of the most phenomenal when it comes to customer service. They make us look good because it's really important for us that when we put a product here in Agora, that we look good. And if something comes up with these and we start getting too many complaints, we'll have to remove them out of Agora. So for them to stay in here, they have to have great customer service. So customer service is very, very important, because the last thing we want is to be selling stuff and then getting a bunch of complaints, because our reputation will go down. So I'm even dealing with a situation with Kayla right now, and with one of the things, but we're getting that resolved. But this is a very, very, very big deal to us, that all of these companies perform very well, the product works good, and that we do good customer service. And don't get me wrong, we're not looking to, there can be a mistake, but it really depends on how they handle it, how they work on any issues, because any and every company is going to have some level. But you as a sales rep, you have to have high level of confidence that when you point a customer to one of these products, that they're going to deliver exactly what they said, and that's very important to us. So customer service is big. All 50 states, customer service. They must also be able to handle high volume of monthly sales. So we don't want a mom and pop shop in here. So when you're bringing us someone, you got to think about how much volume can they handle. Because let's say, as we start to grow, we're going to be putting some pretty large numbers here in Agora. We already have quite a few people coming in out of, we're growing really quickly right now. We're about ready to do some massive growth. We're about ready to run a 100K program, which is going to put a lot of pressure and a lot of eyes on Agora. Agora's never had that much. So when you start driving a lot of traffic to one of these vendors, they have to be able to handle that, because they could be a great company, but if they can't handle the volume, they could end up doing bad customer service because they're just swamped, and it's really unfair. So one of the things we look for is how much volume can a company handle. Another thing we look for is we must not already have a vendor in the marketplace that does exactly what they do, meaning that this is exclusive. So over here, we're not going to put another direct mail company in here. We're not going to put another augmented reality or another business compass or another robot security and merchant services. Now, with that being said, sometimes there are niches, and we don't mind bringing in multiple ones. So for instance, we could come down here and let's talk about business financing, right? Business financing is a big, big world. And some people do merchant cash advance. Some people can get approved with one company and not with another. So this is one where we will open up a niche and we'll allow more. And that's one of the areas. Another area is like with websites. We have a couple companies that do websites. This is a affordable one. This is a custom. We might even add some other ones in here, because there's other companies out there that maybe they specialize just like with like furniture, and that's a big deal because they have such a huge selection of product that it takes a specialist in that area. And if we want a niche in that area, it's really important to us that we be able to provide that. So we will take in niches where it looks like it's competitive, but they might do something slightly different, And when I teach the 5 pillars of the internet, that doesn't mean 5 products. You have websites, you have reviews. So this is a review marketing product, but this is unique. But if there's another one that does a little bit different, maybe how it tracks it, or there's some other element. I'm talking to another person right now about that they have a different angle on it. We might allow that in. So don't be afraid to bring us something that's similar. If it's a little bit different, we'll still bring it in. Even like here, we have a marketing certification program. And if you look, we're about ready. A lot of times, some of the newer ones we're about ready we'll put in here. This one's a more advanced one. So although they're kind of similar, it's a little bit different. And this one here will lead into the other marketing program. So when I'm looking at dropping products into Agora, there's a lot of things I consider. But we will not drop in, another robot security or another merchant service, that already handles that. So that's kind of one of the things you want to look for also. So another thing is they also, and this is really, really important right here. Check this out. They must be able to provide Agora members a discount on their product or service. Now, when we talk about discounts, one of the things that you guys need to know is I work very, very hard because I'm usually the one that's negotiating a lot of these deals. As soon as they get in here, I'm personally involved in the negotiations because I have found a way to talk with the vendors or the owner of the company, and I explain the Agora comp plan. For instance, let's take this one right here. When we first brought this product to Agora, I wasn't involved in the negotiations. And when it was said and done, so tell us, these guys thought that all the money they were giving to Agora was going to the sales reps. So they thought that all that money came over to them. I had to explain to them, no, that's not how it works, that we only pay them 45% of that deal. So you actually have to give us a lot more money because for this to work and them to make any profit on the deal, so a couple things. Now, first I'm talking about the price, right? So a couple things that I have to consider is I have to be able to get a nice discount because I really work hard for Agora, and all of us on this team work hard for Agora to be a place where, like, these are not just small discounts. These are awesome discounts. So here's these guys will do a setup fee for $3.99. It's waived for us. And the monthly, they charge $199. We have it for $89. And if you look at the commissions on it, we're paying $20 a month commissions. When this deal was first negotiated, the person that negotiated this originally, he's not with the company anymore, but he had it where the sales rep was only making $7 a month. I go, wait a second. We got to make, so I negotiated it where about 3 times more, right? And on an $89 sale, to get $20 a month, that's a really nice commission. Now, another one of the ones that we negotiated, and this is kind of a recent one, is let's go over here and look at this one right here, Robot Security. What I like about Robot Security is you guys know that they're in Costco. If you go to Costco, they told me they're selling this for $7,200 a month, and they're getting sales at Costco for that amount right there. What they did with us is I talked to the owner, the manufacturer of the robots, and got in contact with him, and with Anthony, got me in contact, and I met him in person. And then we had a really good talk. I formed a friendship with him. I formed a trusting relationship, and they actually wanted to give us a better deal. And so we were able to reduce it all the way down to where we're selling for $5,999, and we didn't even affect your guys' commission. I got an extra $1,000 off. And I think it only equated to about $20 difference on your monthly commission right there. See that? So this right here is really, it's not just a matter of bringing a product in. It's also the deal that we can negotiate. And I have a certain way, and if I can form a good relationship and a trusting partnership with the company and they can see the value of Agora, remember, they don't have to pay for any marketing, and they're put into here. It doesn't cost them any money to join Agora. Like, we don't charge them to bring their product into Agora. So they have all these sales reps and all these customers and all the people that are in Agora looking at their stuff, and it can save them, if not maybe millions of dollars, and still give them high exposure. So it's still worth it to them because they don't have to take that extra money and apply it to marketing to grow their company. So a lot of companies are using Agora to grow their business. I like the thing that Keith said also. Keith said, Vince, Agora has the ability to take any product and make it an MLM, or you can take a product that's not an MLM and make it an MLM. Now, with that being said, although we are an MLM, you want to be careful in the business arena not to tell people that we're an MLM. I just say we're a direct sales organization, and most people get that. But MLMs don't have the bad stigma like they used to. Another thing I was thinking about was that let's take this healthy fat burning coffee. Okay, so this coffee right here is it's an MLM actually, and a lot of people will join probably 3. What I found is MLMers will probably join 3 to 4 different MLMs at one time. And home-based business type people will probably join about 3 to 4 to 5 different opportunities. And I had the thought, what if we housed all of those opportunities here in Agora? So we continually look for these relationships or these other MLMs that are a perfect fit. Sometimes we can't negotiate the deal, but sometimes we can. We were able to negotiate a really nice deal with Extreme Healthy Lifestyle. There's another one right now. Ask or V, I think it's called, and they do the proximity thing. Troy brought that to me. And that was really important because when he brought it to me, you know, they're at MLM actually, and that's a great problem. And so I talked to the CEO, and we might be able to negotiate that deal. That would be great to have them in there. Then you guys don't have to join that company, do a setup fee, pay all those fees. We drop it in here. We negotiate the same deal, if not a better deal, right, for you guys here. Then you pay your $24.95, and you have access to all these opportunities right here. You don't have to go anywhere else. So our goal is making this the destination and the premier place for these companies to come to. And we've done that actually. You know, Stride, you know, a lot of these companies are really thankful for these relationships. We've brought these companies a lot. Some of these vendors have made a lot of money through us. I mean, I've personally sold a lot of these. I know this is starting to really amp up here, the travel. So we have travel, we have review marketing. And in the future where we're going, and I'm glad you guys are on this call, but one of the things I want you to know is there's whole areas of development. You know, we've developed, you know, marketing to a high level, you know, all the way from internet marketing, all the different levels, video, websites, reviews, right? Well, another thing that's a whole area that we haven't tapped into that we will be tapping into is e-learning. E-learning is a $1.9 billion industry. So we'll have it in here where people could pay, you know, a minimal amount if they want to learn about Facebook or LinkedIn, and they want to pay some money. It'll be commissionable to you guys, and you guys can get trained on all that. I'm already actually working on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube trainings we've been working on for a little while. But we'll develop a whole e-learning section where they'll come in here, they'll click, they'll buy. And like I said, that's a $1.9 billion industry. I'll be looking to partner up with some of the best people in the nation with either their books, you know, who knows, might get Tony Rock, who knows. We'll get some big names in here. Some of the guys that we have in here are connected to some of these big names, and we'll be able to drop that stuff in here, and you guys will be able to make a commission on it. Not only will it be helpful for you, but you'll also learn, you know, you'll be able to resell it, and anyone that you have in your downline, you're going to make a profit on. I know I was working with Caleb. He sent me some stuff over with some Bitcoin e-learning. You know, we're even talking about expanding into Bitcoin, and you guys even being paid your commissions. We're working on a deal right now where, you know, potentially you'll be able to go in through e-wallet. We pay you through there, and you could even pay out your commissions in Bitcoin, which is a pretty big deal. We even have some Bitcoin stuff on the horizon. So Agora is going to continue to expand. And I wanted to have this call today because I wanted to kind of teach you guys what we're looking for and kind of where we're going, what we've done. You can kind of see what we have here, and look how much time it's taken to build this. You know, this is hours upon hours upon hours going in here and perfecting it. When I first started with Agora, we used to come in. They didn't have all these tabs. They would come in. We had one tab. Wasn't built out very much. You click on a button, they would take you to another page, and that other page had information. We didn't have these training tabs, all this stuff here. We didn't have the commissions mapped out, you know. So we've done a lot of work in here. But I wanted to show you guys what we're looking for. So let's go back over here. So this discount is a very big deal. I'm looking to get as much of a discount as I possibly can, and with still being fair to that company. I just ask them, hey, how much do you want to get out of the deal? And I just start crunching the numbers, and I crunch them, and you know, we come to a fair, you know, I call it the sweet spot. When I'm dealing with the vendor, I let them know. I said, look, there's a couple goals we have here. One, I want to take care of you. Two, I need to take care of the sales rep. And then I explain how you're taken care of. You guys get 45% of that deal. So I say, you know, we need this much, because I try to get you guys about 15 to 20% off each deal, because that's about the going rate as a sales rep. So to meet this goal, this is really important right here. How much of a discount? Because if people start to catch on that if they come to Agora, they're going to get a way bigger discount than if they went somewhere else. And then if they're working Agora, then they also make a commission on it. Now, then they're really sweetening the pot, right? The final step is Agora Advantage member must be able to make a fair commission on the sale, which is part that I do. The VA will be notified of Agora's decision to move forward with the proposed vendor. Agora management reserves the right to determine the validity of introductions, and commissions are as follows. We pay out a 3% CV generated specific this is right here, kind of a breakdown. kind of a smaller number here. But you can see if you get enough people selling that product, you make a commission on every one of them. You know, Mike gets a commission on all the VA products that he brought in here. So this is kind of a quick overview. I wanted to show you guys this. I'm going to open this up for questions, and I want you guys to know you guys play a really big part in bringing these in here. But with that being said, I also want to teach you guys, you know, when I open this up to the public, we also don't want to get flooded with something we already have in the marketplace or a company that doesn't meet our standards. So we're looking for, we have high standards on our vendors. That's what makes this Agora marketplace so valuable. Also, like, we're working with other companies, even like we're like I told you guys, we're working with a company. They do a membership, and they help companies get their business into China. We'll be bringing that product into Agora. We're in the final negotiations of that deal. But they also are going out there, and they're going to resell our membership to their members because they want to do more value added. When a lot of people come to Agora, and you guys even here on the phone, I mean, on this call, I mean, I get feedback from all you guys. You guys are amazed, and you guys are excited about the product you're bringing. I mean, if I were to open this up, some of you guys will admit you guys have learned and been expanded and grown and been introduced to some phenomenal companies that you may not have been introduced to. And here's the deal. A lot of these companies, if you're going to go sell that product, you'd either have to, one, go become an employee of it, or two, go pay a reseller agreement. And who knows what the reseller agreement is. So at $24.95, you're getting a whole reseller agreement on all of these products that you don't have to go out there. You're doing all through us. We've negotiated the deal. Makes it clean and simple for you. You know, I still have my own business, but, you know, when I was running my own business all the time, I don't do it now because I'm doing Agora full time. But when I was doing that, you know, I was always looking for other products like this that I could make. You know, they're called affiliate programs, and people are looking to sell other people's products all the time. So this is done for you, handed to you on a silver platter. So with that being said, I mean, this is a really awesome time for growth. You know, we laid a really strong foundation last year. We took, you know, we even slowed things down with Agora so we could lay a stronger foundation. We worked on this website, worked on more vendors, and those of you that have been here at the beginning, you guys can attest. You can see how it's grown. So with that being said, I want to open this up for any questions. If anyone just wants to add anything to this conversation, I always appreciate feedback. You know, this can also be a feedback call. Let me get everyone, get Bob unmuted here. Trying to unmute everyone. Gene, get on you. Jim, make sure everyone's unmuted here. Gene, are you there? Let me double check here. Okay, so with that being said, does anyone have any questions or something they would like to add to? I want to open this up, and please, guys, help me on this call because this is a really big deal because you guys play a really important role in bringing a lot of these products to us. Because when you're out in the field, you know, you guys open us up to something. One thing I want to add also, it's really important if you do have, just watch your background noise. If you guys actually do have a product, you want to get that submitted right away because whoever submits it first is the one we're going to go with. For instance, we just had one submitted, and then someone else submitted it to us, and I had to go back and look who submitted it first. And so we have to honor we look at those dates of who submitted it when. So with that being said, I want to open this up. Does anyone have any feedback, questions? Help me out here. I'm watching that background noise. Jim, you might have some background noise going on, I think. Okay, here. Troy, could you help me out? Do you have any feedback? Troy Bear, are you on mute there? Take Larissa off mute.
I'm
do you have any feedback? There you go. Make sure I got you guys all here. Okay, Troy, you have any feedback? Troy
I'm
Bear.
muted. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah, I'm on mute.
Yeah, we can hear you. Hold on. Can you hear us, Troy? Okay, let me move on while we're working Troy out here. Gene, I think you're on mute here too. Steve, can you hear us there? Steve
Can you hear me?
was one of our reps. Yeah, I can hear you, Gene.
Okay, I do have a question.
Yeah.
Let's say, for example, with the extreme coffee, do you have to actually have purchased, and set yourself up with extreme coffee? Or if somebody, to receive any residuals from it, for anybody that might be underneath you? Or if you haven't signed yourself up, but one of your team members, actually somebody underneath you, has purchased the coffee, do you get credit from that? Or do you have to have actually already purchased it? Does that make sense?
That's a great question. What happens with Extreme Healthy Coffee, although they are an MLM and they have you do a sign-up thing, if you're going to buy it, that has nothing to do with payouts and commission. The payouts and commission are running through Agora, so he's going to submit any and every sale, and then we look at that sale and we drop it into the Agora comp plan. And so even if you haven't sold Extreme Marketing or signed up for it, because you're signed up with Agora, you will get paid a commission on it, anyone underneath you. So
same thing with like the coffee.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to join that company. But if you're going to buy it, they're going to sign you up. They're going to put you, if you're going to buy it, they're going to put you up the whole thing. But that's just so we can have information on them to correctly pay the person over here. And if I can't negotiate the deal that way, we have to do it that way because otherwise it would be unfair. Like, let's say you brought someone in, you didn't do it, they went ahead and bought it, and they told someone else they bought it, and then you didn't get any commission on it. That wouldn't be fair. So we always want to make sure people in Agora, if you bring in a downline or a team, you're going to get paid a commission on whatever, or it's going to go towards your commission or your CV, right, your team volume, for anything and everything you brought into Agora. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. Any other questions out there? Was this helpful to you guys? Did I get you guys'
Sure.
wheels turning yet?
Sure.
So I want you guys to see the potential here. I know some people are a little shy to talk on the phone, but I try to, or they don't know when to speak up, so try to get this thing to get it juiced up. But I want you to see the potential here. If you bring a really good client, a vendor to us, and that works out and people love it and they start selling it, you can see, how would you like to be involved with Amazon, and you brought a product to an Amazon? Every time someone bought something, you made a commission on it. Can you imagine how much money you'd make on that? And that's for the life of that's for the life of that product in Agora. So we want to make sure we give credit to that person. I know there's another MLM out there. I won't even mention the name of it, so I'm not here to put them down. But they also bring in vendors, and they're setting up a shopping cart. But it's more for people that are like, they set it up like with Walmart, and it's more for home goods. It's not necessarily for the business arena. But we were working them a little bit, and they weren't going to reward anyone for bringing them a company. They wanted people to bring deals to them, bring companies, but they weren't going to pay any percentage on any of the sales. And I thought, man, that's not fair. So it is kind of unique that we do that we offer that 3%, because that could end up being a big deal. And actually, it was one of the companies we actually dropped in Agora. We dropped them in, and I took, because the other person wasn't going to be taken care of in the other company, and they brought that product to them. And so over in Agora, I made sure that person got credit. I don't want to go into full detail. But one thing I noticed is one of the unique advantages of Agora is that we do offer that 3% to anyone that brings a product to us, which is pretty cool. And that's, like I said, it's company-wide. Any other feedback? Steve, can you tell us a little about Stride? Steve worked with me. Steve, how long did it take for you to get Stride to Agora? Steve Rose.
Maybe 6 months.
Maybe a little longer than that, actually, huh? I think a year, actually.
Yeah, well,
by the time we finally about it, by the time we got in.
Yeah, by the time we finally got the deal all signed off and everything, it was probably closer to a year. But I knew you liked it all along, but you told me the timing wasn't quite right to do it at the time that we had decided it'd be good for Agora. But that's about the time that you were taking over, so we did, we had to let you kind of get yourself set up before we could actually do the deal. But you pretty much told me that we were going to do it before we did by 2 or 3 months.
Yeah. And Stride is one of our premier products, and can you imagine getting 3% off of some of these deals? I mean, this is a nice little thing for Steve. That's a great little opportunity for him. So
yes,
some of these, are bigger, some are smaller, some produce bigger cells, and here's another thing too, guys. We don't know what we don't know, and there's always new companies coming out producing new product, like the robot security, that's new, right? Or even this augmented reality, that's new. Or that proximity thing. Troy, can you this is one we're looking at bringing in. I just want to kind of show you like how it's working. Troy, can you hear us? Are you back off mute yet? Troy Bear? I think you muted yourself because I don't see you muted on my end.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, we can hear you. So kind of tell us about Acervia, a little bit about that, because we're working on negotiations with that. And I want you guys to kind of see how this thing comes about.
Well, the thing that kind of appealed to me more than anything, I mean, first off, proximity marketing, I think, is something we need to have. I've looked at several, and one of the proximity marketing, just for those that aren't familiar with it, it's generally a device. It can be done different ways, but it has a range around it that sends off a signal to a smartphone typically through the Bluetooth. And so it's a way, like, for example, it's a great mechanism for something, maybe a mall or something like that, where there's a lot of foot traffic. Obviously, it's not great for something that has drive-by traffic because people can't really read their cell phones while they're driving by. But in a situation where you have walk-through type traffic at like a mall or maybe at a convention or different areas like that, it's really good because now people will get a message across the screen, and so I have been looking at a number of these, and this one kind of stood out primarily because most of the ones that I've seen have been able to do Android. This one is going to be doing, it's currently only doing Android, but it's just about to add iPhone. So that really is almost all phones in the U.S. So that was kind of one of the real key features to it.
And how did you get them to Agora? Like, tell them the story about how you brought them, because you didn't know the owner, right? Can you kind of tell them how you worked up the chain? Because I want them to kind of learn how to do that.
Sure. Well, it actually was very simple. A friend of mine, he had contacted me about this, and I'm always having people bring different things to me all the time. But anyway, I took a look at it. I thought it was something that was certainly worthwhile, and so I set up a conference call between you and him, my friend Manathas, and we eventually got the owner connected with you, and that. So it kind of went up the chain of command.
I'll add a little to this. So what happened is he found someone that was a little low in the company, right? Because sometimes if you don't know the owner or the CEO directly, it takes a little bit to get in contact with that person. And so he reached out, sold him on the idea, told him what we were doing, and that guy, he's going to benefit because he'll get all of Agora, like on his end. He'll be he'll get credit on the Acervia side if we negotiate this deal. Now, we haven't negotiated this deal yet. I just want to show you what's taking place because we're in the middle of one right now, so I want you guys to learn how this kind of works. So he got me in contact with that guy, And I had a good talk with him, and so he was going to get on the phone, and he gave me my number, and I guess he got my wrong number, so him and the owner were going to try to call me, and it didn't work out. So finally we got back together. I said, hey, you get my wrong phone number, and that was over the weekend, so I think it was on that Monday. He got the right number, and then he got me on a call with someone a little higher up, and then that guy knew the owner. And then he said, hey, he's available to talk right now. He gave me the owner's phone number, and then I called him, I believe it was, and we talked that night. We had a really good talk, and this actually happened just last week. We had a really good talk. He said he was in the middle of doing a big event over the weekend, so he didn't have time to finish there. But that one there, we're going to work on negotiating. Hopefully we can break a deal. And then once I got in contact with the owner, then I form a relationship, and from there, and this is how all of these have taken place. Usually I get on the phone, I talk to that owner, we form a really good alliance, and then we start to understand each other's companies and setting goals, and then we build trust with each other, and then we form the relationship, and then we put them in Agora, then you benefit from it. So this is a live one taking place right now. We're looking to do this on a regular basis because this is really the strength of Agora is our marketplace. That's what it's all about, is the marketplace and the deals that we negotiate. So I just wanted you guys to kind of get an understanding of what we're doing, what we're looking for. Did that help you guys today? Maybe you guys can put a little thing in the chat box, say, yeah. But hopefully that helps you guys. I'll open up for one last question. Are there any other questions? And then we're going to move on to a couple other things here. Did this help you guys out? Yes, no, maybe so. Ken, did this help you out? Who we got here? Jim, did this help you out? Jim Sanderson? Some people put us on mute so they don't respond right away when I call them, and then they think, hey, they're not checking it out. Hopefully
I got you on mute, so I had you on mute so that the background noise wasn't bugging in. Yeah, it helped out. It was a good outline because I've got a couple of people in mind. Now I got an outline on how to approach it.
Yeah. And then also, that doesn't bombard us with things that we don't want here either. You know what I mean? Remember, the stronger the company and the better the product, the better Agora is. If we start loading this with any garbage or garbage deals, right, it'll bring us down. So I'm always looking for phenomenal people, product, service, cutting edge, something that's just stellar. Because as we continue to do that, that just sweetens the pot of Agora. So thank you guys for those of you that are brought products, those of you who are working on products. Keep your ear out there. Please go over this. This is very important. There's the form right there, and this gives you a really good idea. But we'll be negotiating these deals, and we'll do a lot of them.